What's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. Welcome to the final part. Part 5 of the 5 levels of greatness. Part 5 of the 5 levels of greatness. First and foremost, if this is your first time here, why are you watching this first? This is part 5, man. Single. Part 5 of 5. That means you gotta go back and watch part 1. Part 2, part 3, part 4. Then you get the part 5, baby. Yo, so with that being said, y'all, first and foremost, once again, if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Click on that notification bell so you can keep up with all things Slim Jim Longfoot. And with that being said, y'all, Lord, what is that? Yo, we have already spoke on 4 of the 5 levels of greatness, baby. 4 of the 5 levels of greatness. Today is August the 8th. August the 8th, 2025. We done went through the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and now the 8th. 8-8, baby. 8-8. 8 is enough, but guess what? 8 is also great. You feel me? So look at divine timing on that. The 5 levels of greatness ends on the only number that rhymes with great, and that is 8, baby. 8-8. 8-8. Yo, this was freaking divine timing right here. And so with that being said, y'all, the 5th and final level of greatness is the financial level of greatness, baby. It's the financial level of greatness, baby. It is the financial level of greatness, baby. And that's what we own, baby. That's what we are on. We are on the financial level of greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because when we manifest greatness, and we maintain greatness. And then we motivate others to be great on that spiritual level, on that emotional level, on that mental level, on that physical level, and on that financial level. That financial level, baby. See, when I get that clap at the end, I done got the physical popping, and your money. When your hands start itching, you gotta put it in your pocket, cause they're letting you know what I'm saying? You getting some money into play, baby. You getting some money into play. Baby. And that's what it's about. It's about, yo, every cent count. You know what I'm saying? Even though they trying to take the penny away, but guess what? If I take some penny somewhere, they better take them, because it's still American money. I don't care. If I give you a penny, you better take this penny. And if you don't want to give me no penny back, that's up to you, but you better round up. If my dad gonna change, say 45 cents, you better give me 50. Don't come to me with no 40 cent. You better give me 50 cent. You feel me? If my change 41 cent, you give me 40 cent, I'm gonna be like, what my penny at? You better give me my penny. You feel me? I'm just saying though. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Either way it go. The nickels, baby. The dimes, baby. You know what I'm saying? The quarters, baby. You know what I'm saying? These things add up. They add up. You know what I'm saying? That's just simple mathematics. They add up. They add up in your life. Everything adds up to your life. You know what I'm saying? From the time that you was born into this world, everything added up. From the time you was conceived into this world, there were, as my parents loved to have told me when I was a kid, all the way up until my mom passed, and my dad still tells me, you feel me, to this day, me as a grown man, you know, I love to hear the story of, of me coming into the world, not the graphic version, not the whole details of it all, but just the fact that when you sit up and think about it, and think about this, people, think about this, how far you have come in your life, because there were millions and upon millions of seeds that was fighting to get to an egg, and only one got to the egg. Now, unless you're a twin or whatever else, but either way it go, one got to that egg. If you was just born by yourself, obviously, one got to that egg and made it, became an embryo, and then developed Whether you a premium or not, we ain't gonna, however long it took you to bake, you know what I'm saying? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, which of course is the total, 9 months. And out came you. Out came you. Those mathematics added up to make you. Then you came out. You breathed your first seconds of life. You breathed your first minutes of life. You breathed your first hours of life. You breathed your first days of life. You breathed your first weeks. Your first months. Your first years. Your first decades. And here you are now. Here you are now. See how all of that added up? See how those finances added up? Like, when we started these 5 levels of greatness on August the 4th, 2025, that was the first day of my great nephew's senior year in high school. The class of 2026 is now in session. The class of 2026 is now in session. They are now, getting themselves prepared for that walk, in May of 2026. This walk that they started, 12, 13 years ago, started 13 years ago. It was in 2013 when they started kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? I was there on that first day. When my nephew went to his first day of kindergarten. I was there when he went to his preschool. And you know what I'm saying? And now here we are 13 years later. You know what I'm saying? From kindergarten to 12th grade. And here he is now. Excuse me, not 13 years later just yet. 12 years later, because 2013, 12 years ago. Excuse me. 12 years later now. You know what I'm saying? 2025, 2026 school year. And now he is getting ready to graduate from high school. Middle school was just yesterday, y'all. Middle school was literally just yesterday. When his mom, for those that don't know, my niece was shot back in 2022. She's still here, but that was when he was in the 8th grade. It was in February of that year, and 3 months later, he graduated from middle school. You know what I'm saying? It was so much, not necessarily uncertainty, but it was like, it was that moment of, you can't sit around and play with it. You know what I'm saying? Because finances had to come into play because, now the person who was, detrimental in finances in your life, had been grounded, had been, nearly put down. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's why I grind so hard. I don't even have kids right now, but I got kids. You feel me? My niece and her 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? And my sister, you can call her my big kid, even though she older than me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to finances, when it comes to the financial level of greatness, y'all, we got to push forth. We have to first and foremost manifest that greatness in our lives and maintain that greatness. And it motivate others to be great. When it comes to finances, you know what I'm saying, I know it can be hard because you never know what happens. You know what I'm saying? It could be, you know what I'm saying, something happen at work where you get laid off or suspended or whatever the case. Or, you know what I'm saying, you just, something happened to you where you can't work. You know what I'm saying? You get injured, whether it's on a job or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And it permits you, you won't be able to work. And it's like, bills continue to come. They don't have no way of saying, hey, this month you don't have to pay bills. I mean, they did actually do that during the COVID era, in the beginning of the Corona era, where, some people did suspend bills, which goes to show that it can be done. In this world, it can be done, but they choose not to do it because that 1% want 100% of your money. You feel me? If you understand me, you understand me. And that is why we have to manifest ourselves to the point where, the 1% can't affect us. Because if they the 1%, then guess what? That means we are the 99%. How is the 1% greater than the 99%? That is because they have put themselves together to keep us separated as much as possibly can. Just keep us separated when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the most smallest things, from the color of your skin to your gender to what you like, what you worship, what are your views on this and that and the third. If the 99% was half as tight or a third as tight as the 1%, the 1% will be in shambles. The 1% will be like, yes sir, boss, you feel me? Because we outnumber them. We outnumber them. That is just simple mathematics. 99 is greater than 1, right? 99 is greater than 1. Yes, 1 is the greatest number. And yeah, you want to be number 1 above all things. But if it's 99 people right here and there's one person right here, how is that one person more powerful than those 99? You feel me? How? You tell me how. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what greatness they have manifested and what greatness they are maintaining. But they choose not to motivate others to be great. They choose to keep that to themselves because they ain't trying to lose that. You know what I'm saying? They are gatekeeping that to the utmost. And so that's where you have to come in and understand the greatness that is in you, the greatness that resides within you. Once again, as I've said several times over, I'm not no guru, I'm not no financial expert, but I'm going to tell you right here, if I can, I will. If I can, I will. That is one of my mottos. If I can, I will. You know what I'm saying? I will make a way out of nowhere because I manifest greatness and I maintain that greatness. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to put these coins together and I'm going to make them add up. That's why I have an app on my phone that I use, you know what I'm saying, to get some extra coins in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it all the time on my channel. I got videos on it. So if you want to know more about that, all you got to do is just go ahead and hit me up in the comments and I'll send you the link for it. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no gatekeeper here. I want us all to make it. I want us all to be financially, you know what I'm saying, great. We're supposed to be all great on the financial level because nobody in this world should be struggling, y'all. Nobody in this world should be struggling. We're supposed to all be good. We supposed to, no, not good. See, that's the old me talking. What we've been talking about for the past 5 days. Not good. We ain't trying to be good. We ain't trying to be bad. We trying to be great. We trying to be great. You feel me? And we should all be great. We should all be great on every level. On all 5 levels of greatness that I have been talking about. On that spiritual level. On that emotional level. On that mental level. On that physical level. And on that financial level. That's how we supposed to be getting down with the get down all day, every day. And so when it comes to your finances, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you have to, you know what I'm saying, stick with what is the truest priority in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you got a vice, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you got to have your vice in your life. Then, you know, you have your vice in your life. I mean, that's what, you know, keeps you going. That's what keeps you going. But if you got to choose between your vice and bills, obviously you got to, you know what I'm saying, you got to go for the bills, unfortunately. But that's sad because we shouldn't have to do that, right? Because shouldn't we be able to enjoy our life? Shouldn't we be able to enjoy our life? All your bills paid, but you can't enjoy this life that you're living? Because once again, we've already mentioned during the physical level of greatness that this life is limited, y'all. This life is limited. Yes, our spirit is infinite. Our spirit is immortal. But this life that we are living is limited, y'all. And you only got this one time to be who you are. That's not saying YOLO, you only live once, because once you have realized that your spirit is immortal, you know that you are far and beyond this. But at the same time, you want to enjoy who you are right now. And you want to leave a mark, you know what I'm saying, not just for yourself, but for those around you who you care about and love and who you hope will, you know what I'm saying, take your legacy on, your greatness on into the future and motivate others to be great, because that is what I hope first and foremost of all things, that, you know, those who are around me, those who know me, whether you know me or not, if you've seen these videos, you know what I'm saying, that you are taking these lessons, you know what I'm saying, like I say, hey, you take it for what it is. You take it for what it is. And if you're taking these lessons with you into the future, then that's what's up. I hope that you're doing just that, because I want you to be great. I want you to be great. And so when we are manifesting greatness, y'all, that's what it's all about. When we are maintaining greatness, y'all, That's what it's all about, because we are motivating others to be great. You know what I'm saying? And on this financial tip, on this financial tip, you know what I'm saying, this ain't nothing but it's all imaginary, you feel me? There is no such thing as finances in a sense, because guess what? As I've said several times here on the channel before, I am trans-financial. You didn't know that, did you? I am trans-financial. I identify as a billionaire. I might not have $1 billion in my bank account right now, but I am going to give the energy that I'm a billionaire. You feel me? That don't mean that I'm going to floss and buy up a whole bunch of stuff, because what billionaires do you see do that? You know what I'm saying? They don't floss, they don't do this, they can third. But that's the thing. I don't want to act like the quote-unquote 1%, because the 1% don't care about the 99%. Remember, we already spoke on that, right? I don't want to pretend or act like I'm the 1%. I want to be better than the 1%. I want to be a part of that 99% that understands that I am the majority, and that we, of course, should be, you know what I'm saying, flowing. We should be flowing better than the 1%. But first, we got to get it together, though, right? And that's the problem. We got to get it together. We got to get it together and fill our cup. You know what I'm saying? We got to get it together and fill our cup. We got to get it together and fill our cup. And that's the only way it's going to work, baby. That's the only way it's going to work. We got to get it together and fill our cup. We got to add those cents together, fill our cup up with that financial flow that's going to work for us, that's going to be there for us. Because that's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about. Being on the level of greatness. Being on that level of greatness. Being on that level of greatness. And that's all I got for y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? If you digging what I'm saying, go ahead and comment below. It's up to you. Like I say, I ain't no guru. I ain't no savant. I'm just Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT, King of America, a manifestor of greatness and leader of the GOAT Nation. You feel me? Where my citizens of the GOAT Nation, which means those who follow me or subscribe to me, no matter what platform I'm on, but of course, obviously, we're here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We manifest greatness, y'all. We manifest greatness, we maintain greatness, and we motivate others to be great. And, you know, if you want to get more in tune with some finances, I know some amazing people here who speak on finances. Life with T76, she speaks on finances. Wsup Success, she does finances, but as of right now, as of the recording of this video in 2025, she doesn't speak of finances here on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, because she chooses not to. But Life with T76 is one of the people that I know most definitely speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Wellness with Frugal Mama. I mean, frugal is in her name, so if you want to, you know, learn how to do things in the frugal sense, most definitely check out Frugal Mama's channel, where she can teach you how to be as frugal as possible. And like I say, what I'm talking about, like I say, I'm not no expert. But like I say, I'm trans-financial. I identify as a billionaire, but I ain't trying to be the type of billionaire that gatekeeps and keep it all to myself, because I want us all to be trans-financial, which means we can get it all and we can do it all, because we manifest greatness, baby. That part. And with that being said, that concludes these 5 levels of greatness, y'all. I've had fun being here on these 5 days with y'all. I hope that y'all had fun too, and that y'all learned something. Or if you didn't learn nothing, what can I do? Well, if you did, if you enjoyed these, please share them out. Please share them out. You know what I'm saying? Of course, all of them will be in the playlist. Share out the whole playlist. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to make it do what it do, baby. We're going to make it do what it do. Can you woo, woo, woo? Can you woo, woo, woo? That part. Meantime, between times, we about this thing. Kings and queens, salute. Holla at your boy. One love.